I should have made this video when I was actually going through those emotions, but I reminded myself that it was important for me to sit with those emotions and not resist them and not record anything, because then I would justify those emotions. And sometimes you don't need justification, you don't need technicality, you just need to sit with them, which is exactly what I did. Clarity is just a result of acceptance, which is exactly what I practiced in that moment, and I'm very grateful that I did. By the way, a very happy new year to everyone who's watching and just people in general. Today is January 2nd, and I haven't recorded anything since December 31st, so did not record anything yesterday because just did not feel like it, which is again a trap, a very easy trap that I tend to fall into, because if I only do things when I feel like doing them, I don't think I'll ever achieve anything. I'm not talking about myself as an exception. I feel like the whole point of doing the thing is to just do the thing, you know? But anyway, that's not about this. I created my Instagram account, by the way, which I realized I haven't really spoken of it in a video yet because I created it on the 31st and I haven't recorded anything since. So, yes, I have an Instagram now. It's called unfiltered.minutes. I was trying to get to the name No Rush Here, just like my channel, but it's taken already, and it's such a common name, you know. So that's what I settled on. I have already posted a bunch of things, a bunch of clips from my videos that you might have already watched. If you haven't, you can just check them out. You know, they're here, they're there. It's mostly going to be like that because Instagram is just for short form content, and here is where I'm going to be hanging out most of the time. The moment I created that account, I just realized how afraid I was once it was created. I was able to see everybody I've known since the beginning of time, people from school, people from college. It was scary because it just made me realize that if I can see them, they can probably see me as well. I mean, I'm also going to be in their recommendations. I was very scared. I still am. Sometimes when I think about it too deeply, I get scared in that moment as well. It was like the fear I had not felt in over a year, but just crazy, because I think in those moments, I just realized that, damn, it's just getting too real now. I'm actually going to be posting stuff with my face, and people will know. And I just won't be a nobody anymore. I'll be someone who's creating content now. I'll be someone who's on the internet. It's not like I haven't had Instagram accounts before. I mean, I have posted very, very keenly, as I mentioned in my previous videos. I have posted stuff, but I was never consistent enough, and I never really posted anything with the intention that I wanted to get famous or recognized. Not that I'm doing that right now either, but it was just fun back then, and I didn't really care back then either because I feel like I was just relying so much on external validation. I just knew that my friends would like my stuff and this and that, and I would have the safety net to fall back on, because that's exactly what I did. I just vanished from the face of the earth, deleted everything, archived everything, which is the equivalent to deleting stuff because then people can't see it. And I just made my accounts private and stopped using Instagram as a whole. And now that I'm back years later, it's very scary. It is. And I think the first thought that struck me was that, damn, what will they think of me? They'll probably exchange my videos in their WhatsApp groups and just, assuming and thinking of so many things. And they'll make fun of me and they'll think that I'm just some sort of wannabe content creator who's just trying and she's just trying so hard and this and that, like all those intrusive thoughts. I saw this really, really cool video, and that person said that why is it that our friends do not really support us when we start creating content or when we start being ourselves, but strangers on the internet do? And the reason behind that is that our friends have a certain perception of us. They have seen us being a certain way, so have our parents, so have people in our family. They have a certain perception of us. They see us a certain way, which can be a little hard to grow out of. Whereas strangers, they're strangers, they don't know you. And they are simply seeing you for who you are on the internet in that particular video or in that particular post. I think that's the irony, because I feel like I very heavily preached that it's just best to be yourself so that people who are meant to be with you or who align with you naturally will just come into your life. But as I also said, that it's just harder in practicality than it is in theory, right? As I was experiencing that, it was such a brutal wake up call for me that I know I'm on the right path, but sometimes being on the right path can look like heart palpitations, out of anxiety. It can just look really scary and it can feel absolutely uncomfortable, as if you want to just abandon life and disappear forever. I kept going. I was like, you know what? I felt like blocking them. I was like, that way I'll have to block over 200, 300 people, and I don't have the time for that. So I did not. I just don't care anymore. I mean, sometimes when I open Instagram to just post something, I sometimes see a few of those people and I'm like, oh. But then I'm like, it doesn't matter. I mean, I think that's the only way to build tolerance, the only way out is through. And as scary as it is, I mean, I'm kind of very proud of myself for continuing. And right now, also, I wasn't very keen on recording a video. I did not feel like it. But then I have to post, I have to show up. And again, the whole all or nothing mindset, I'm abandoning it because it's like perfection isn't real. And to even reach that mark of greatness, I have to be consistent first. So I'm not really aiming for these videos to be perfect or like just, having a million followers and this and that. That's never going to be my aim, because the only reason I'm even doing this is to attract the kind of opportunities that I've always wanted growing up. And I don't care if 500 people see me or 1,000 people see me. As long as one of those 1,000 people or two of those 1,000 people can help be the bridge towards those opportunities, I'm good. I mean, I don't really care about being famous. It sounds like a total nightmare to me, honestly speaking. I wrote this in my notes app also, that just the fear of being perceived, which I kept talking about in my previous videos as well, that it's hard to grow out of perceptions that people have of you. But then at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself that, is your perception of yourself important, or is their perception of you more important? Because that way you'll always be trapped. That way you'll always give into the fear, give into the doubt. Because you're not asking yourself about what you want to do. You're just continuing to see what other people will think of you, which is fine, which is very normal. But at the end of the day, are your goals really worth giving up on just because of that? I mean, I don't think it's a good enough reason to not go for what you want. Nothing is a good enough reason to not go for what you want. You have the freedom, you have the choice. I used to think that, oh, if I do it, I won't fear anymore. But that's so far from the truth, because I'm fearful as fuck and I feel fear on a daily basis. It's only when I accepted the fact that, okay, so the fear is constant. I just have to keep going. I just have to not give up, because that guarantees success in that area, not the absence of fear. The consistency in that area is what guarantees success, not the absence of fear. And that was such a big realization to have, because of the all or nothing mindset. I used to think that, oh, the fear will completely vanish. I will never have to feel it again. That's not how it is. When I do something new, it's going to be fucking embarrassing. It's going to be cringe. I'm going to be doubtful and fearful and just so unbelievably scared. The question is whether I'm going to do it or not, whether I'm going to go for it or not, whether I'm going to embody that greatness or not. I mean, I have been posting for a little under a week. I think tomorrow it'll be a week. I already feel fucking embarrassed. I feel cringy. I mean, I watch my reels sometimes, when I open Instagram, I tend to just go on my account and like admire myself, and I'm like, oh. I think it's normal, I guess. Not because, oh, I look weird or I'm just saying the wrong thing. I'm absolutely saying the right thing and I look great. But it's like saying a word over and over again, and then it just starts sounding really weird in your head. That's exactly what happens. I don't really edit my stuff that much. I just put a few cuts here and there to just sort of fill in those pauses. I sometimes also edit a few clips for Instagram, so I'm kind of seeing my content very, very regularly. So that kind of annoys me. Point is, it's only cringe until it works. And I will only believe it when I do it. That's my motto of this year. I'm gonna go all in. I'm not gonna sit here and look at other people's success stories and be like, oh wow. Nah, good for them. Rooting for them. But until I do it myself, I'm not coming to any conclusions. This is my life. This is my fucking experiment. I have to do it to see. I know what the truth is, but I'm going to apply the truth. I'm going to apply the formula. I'm going to apply the law. I'm going to see for myself. The pain right now is gut-wrenching, but it's going to be absolutely worth it. If not, you and I will both find out together. Although I do know it's going to be worth it because I have to do it and I have to do it right. But, for the sake of saying it, you and I will find it out together, whether it was worth it or not. Either way, when I look back, I'll have no regrets because I gave my best, and that's all that matters. It's only cringe until it works. Remember that. Also, one more very important thing that I kind of missed out on is that if it doesn't work, which is to say that either you weren't consistent enough, as in you did not do it enough to come to that conclusion, or the approach wasn't right, which is also fine because now you know what doesn't work, so you can fully focus on what does work. The main reason things don't work out is because of lack of consistency and also lack of authenticity. That was a main point that I wrote in my notes app, which I just checked after I finished that past clip. I wrote to myself that if it seemingly does not work out, it's because I wasn't authentic enough. And that is an indication for me to be real with myself. So that is what it is all going to be about, being as authentic as possible, just bringing authenticity and genuineness to the table and being as real as possible, because I really have understood this and I firmly believe in the fact that until and unless I am fully real and fully honest about my expectations, my standards, I truly cannot attract the right kind of people, opportunities, places, things, whatever the fuck I want to have in my life. I will always have that hot and cold sort of a relationship with my life. People will check 7 out of 10 boxes. This opportunity would be like a 6 on 10. It'll never be a full 10 on 10. And that's not what I want. I want to go all in. I want to see for myself. And enough of just consuming and absorbing everybody else's successes and just doing something for myself to see on my own how it goes. Today also when I was walking, the only question I asked myself genuinely was that, why not me? Why not me? What is it about me that I can't do it? And the answer to that is nothing. Why not me? Who said that? Of course me. Always me. I can fucking do it. I have done it before. I'm doing it again and I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna die trying, but I'm gonna keep doing it until I achieve it. And again, words are not enough. The only relationship I have with myself is through action and being. I have to show it to myself, demonstrate it by actually embodying that rather than just say that, oh, I'm promising myself, because I have done that a lot. So this is a lesson for me as well, that I have to prove it to myself through action, through those little moments in time when I don't feel like it and I show up, and I can do this. I can absolutely do this. I can do it scared, I can do it tired, I can do it alone, I can do it doubtful, I can do it, and I am doing it.